you just added DeJounte Murray, not just for Trae Young, but the rest of this team. The way he's going to mesh with them is unbelievable. And I know we don't want to go over on time here, but just as a team construct, let's look at the expectations, right? So we're thinking, where are they going to be next year? What is a realistic expectation? Are they going to be an eighth seed again? I really can't look at anyone and think that they'll be any lower than the top six. Because what were they last year? They were last in fast break points per game. Last. With DeJounte Murray, who was the steals leader last year. And he's a guy that's always going to be getting those passing lanes, creating opportunities in the fast break. You got to think they're not going to be last. If they're middle of the pack, that's a great improvement from DeJounte Murray in there. You got guys like Collins, Okongwu, Harkless, Capella running the floor. Got athletic players who can get to 3-point shots in the break. And then you look at Atlanta allowing the seventh worst 3-point percentage from their opponents. Murray is always going to be a guy that prevents that from happening. On average, players he defended shot 34% on threes. Just his impact alone should help with that. So just looking at them, just looking at those impacts, I can't think that they're going to be they're not going to be worse. Absolutely not going to be worse. And if we think about some of these players, let's see if you remember some of these guys. Wes Iwundu, Chandi Brown, Kat Barber, Skylar Murray. You remember any of those names?
Nope.
They played a lot of minutes for this team last year. They're not going to be there. I mean, good luck to them. This is a no hate podcast. I hope they do great. But they were playing serious minutes with all the injuries and COVID stuff that they dealt with last year. So just even with health, having a healthy DeAndre Hunter, who I think we lost a pretty significant period of time to evaluate how good he can be as a player. We know how good of a shooter he is now, which was a concern. And we know how good of a defender he is. You add that to a healthy Murray, think about their defense, how much better that's going to be. They're bottom 10. Pick a defensive or rebounding category. They're bottom 10 in all of them. Doesn't matter if we're going to talk last or fifth to last or whatever. They were terrible defensively. And now you got guys coming in. Okongwu is probably going to replace a lot of Gallo's minutes. As a defender, I've never seen anyone defend a guy like Giannis before. That's just point blank period. That excites me to see him get more minutes. And I think all these things are going to mesh into a growing dynamic. It'll take a little bit of time for them to mesh, but I can't see them going lower than the top six, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think they're obviously, we still don't know with Brooklyn. They obviously we have to remember they finished outside the top six last year. You have to think it's going to be a pretty decent battle between Cleveland, Atlanta, and probably, I guess we'll have to say Brooklyn too, considering they finished outside the top six last year to break into that top six. Because I think we all believe the teams that finish top six are likely going to be coming back and still be strong outfits. So it's going to be a real battle. So they might just end up in the play-in, but if things click from the off with DeJounte and Trae in the backcourt and they are healthy and they're able to get out on the floor as a team together, then yeah, I think it can definitely come through and they could definitely show up and surprise and get up into that top six. No doubt about that.
Thanks for watching Coast to Coast on YouTube. For full episodes, check out the show wherever you get your podcasts. And for all the best hot takes, subscribe to the Coast to Coast YouTube channel below.